Morning. Today's date is July 31st, 2026. We're at the residence of Nick Evans. We are here to perform a repairability attempt for the wind damage that has been awarded on this claim for the repairs. I don't believe it can be repaired, so I'm going to attempt to repair. Quick side note, this claim was filed for both wind damage and hail damage. Obvious spatter here that I know is photographed by Hancock. National General. Got 1 inch diameter there. Just chose to completely ignore the hail damage here and on the property. Absolutely ridiculous. Not acceptable by any standards in this industry for professionality. But regardless, we are going to attempt to repair the damage that has been awarded. So let me set my ladder, get up on the roof, and we'll get started. Alrighty, so we are now up on the roof. As you can see, there is quite a bit of wind damage on all slopes. There's quite a bit of hail damage that was completely ignored by whoever reviewed this claim. I mean, come on folks, 2 separate surfaces. That's hail damage. That's hail damage. That's hail damage. That's hail damage. We shouldn't even be out here. Okay, it shouldn't even be a question of repairability, but I digress. So I have a wind damage shingle here. Yeah, as you can see, it's been creased, damaged, got the surrounding work area marked off. I'm going to be using a roof snake to perform this repairability attempt following industry standards and guidelines. Well, what do I mean by that? I mean, I'm going to make sure that I'm gentle when repairing this roof. I'm not going to lift the shingles above a 45-degree angle. I'll be using a roof snake to break the adhesive strip, remove the old nails, and install the new nails if we get that far. Filming this repairability attempt with these meta glasses, and they film in 3-minute increments, so I try to make it as seamless as possible. But at any point I stop, I'll pause it and pick right back up. If at any point we get damage through the course of the repair that I believe shows that it's not in repairable condition, I'll stop the repair at that point to avoid causing further damage. So without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that the shingle that I'm actually repairing and the ones above it to be repaired, all the adhesive strips are broken loose. So far, everything is coming up gently. I believe this is a Certainty XT20 or XT25, just based on my 10 years of experience. We have some light granulosa as we're breaking those adhesive strips loose. And so, I want to stop here, quick pause, identify, looking for any damage so far, and currently we have none. Okay, so we'll move on to the next step, which is going to be removing the nails. So we're going to squat back down, get our roof snake, slide up underneath, lifting these. When I lay this roof snake flat like so, it gives me more than enough play to see where my nail is, never lifting the shingle above a 45-degree angle. As you can see, come up underneath, get that nail, start prying it out. My nail got stuck, had to lift that one a little bit higher. Sometimes that happens in repairs. I already see granules pouring all off on these shingles. See that? Damage has already taken place, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin removing these nails and keep moving on down the line, never lifting above a 45-degree angle, being gentle as we possibly can to remove these nails. Again, not higher than a 45-degree angle. See how high it's lifted? That's how high it has to be lifted to remove the nail. Step. Come on out of there. Alrighty, so already seen some damage is taking place. Virtually every one of these shingles that had to be lifted. That one's had more damage now. It was only creased on this side, and it's damaged further over here now. It's consistent with what we're seeing all the way across. You can see when lifting them less than a 45 degrees, that's exactly where it's causing it to hinge. It's super brittle. Let's see what happens when we go to install a nail. Alright, so I'm gonna lift here, put it on the line, take my hammer. I'm gonna drive it in, and you can see all the way across. Granules are just pouring off from where all those shingles were creased. So let's go ahead and do a quick review. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the repair at this point. Every one of these shingles I'm gonna lightly brush. Again, I'm not causing this damage. I can do this here, and you can see I can rub it as hard as I want. There's no granule loss or crease, okay? But where these shingles were lifted, okay, lightly brushing reveals the damage did in fact take place. That crease displaced these granules, okay? Where the shingles were not damaged prior, they now are. So where we started with one damaged shingle, which would be here, okay, we now have a total of 3 more. So you have this one here, okay, 1, 2, 3. That's going to come out to your second damaged shingle. You have this one over here, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be your third damaged shingle, and then this one up here, 1, 2, 3. That's your fourth damaged shingle. Okay. What you can see is where we started with this one damaged shingle, we have now gone upward and outward. Okay. Damage tab, damage tab, damage tab, damage tab, damage tab, damage tab, damage tab. This problem is going to continue to go upward and outward. Now that those have to be repaired, it's going to go upward and outward. Now that this one needs to be repaired, it's going to go upward and outward. This one damaged shingle right here has to be repaired, it's going to go upward and outward. Everywhere that you have a damaged shingle on this roof, which is virtually all over the place, wind damage, wind damage, wind damage, wind damage, wind damage, all over this back slope, front and left gables, this problem is going to continue upward and outward. Because National General has agreed to cover the wind damage on this roof, they owe to bring this property to pre-storm condition. They believe it's through the course of a repair. We have documented in live time for all to see that that cannot happen. It cannot be repaired. It actually leaves the homeowner with more damage than they had prior. So when you get into this situation with one of these aged 3 tabs, which if you look around, there's not many left in this neighborhood. Architectural, laminate, 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 and replaced by the same storm because it's consistent, okay? And none of them are in repairable condition. So the only way to bring this customer to pre-storm condition is a total roof replacement. The damage can't be repaired without making more damage. Hands are tied in the situation. Homeowner deserves to be reimbursed and made full as a direct result of this storm. And that's negating and ignoring the obvious hail damage that for whatever reason was ignored on this homeowner's claim. So as always, we appreciate you guys taking time to review this, and we look forward to your response.